episode of Apartment Living Radio, Treatment of Bed Bugs. Alright, we're going live now to PR Olson from Olson Pest Technicians. And we're going to be talking specifically about treatment options for bed bugs on today's Apartment Living Radio. PR, how are things out in your neck of the woods?
Good morning. How are you today?
Doing great. We're talking about treatment today. In our previous episode, we talked about identifying bed bugs and identifying whether you've got a problem. Today, let's shift focus a little bit. We're talking on today's episode about treatment options for bed bugs. PR, how are things in your neck of the woods?
Good day. I'm doing well. How about yourself, Craig?
We're doing great. We talked in a previous episode about identifying bed bugs and identifying whether you've got bed bugs in your residence or in your apartment. And we're going to shift focus a little bit today to some treatment options. PR, you recently sent your service management tech to a bed bug boot camp?
Yes, our service manager went to Bedbug Central. They are a pest control company based out of New Jersey that are helping pest control companies just learn what's innovative and what's really working with bedbug control. So we sent our team member down to Kansas City and went through their bedbug boot camp.
Say that 5 times fast and you can get a prize. Bedbug boot camp. So that's just your way of staying on the cutting edge of pest control, specifically to dealing with bed bugs.
Yes, we went to this boot camp, and the big thing that they're telling us is it's very important to do treatment within 2 to 3 feet of the spot where they're getting the blood meal at, and that's the bed. So our treatment's really going to be within 2 feet of that bed.
You had said that you're going to focus on a 2 to 3 foot radius right around the bed in a bedroom, and that's the best place to start the treatment of bed bugs. Give us some of your insights, PR, on how to do this.
You bet. Most cases, we're on a low-level infestation. We're going to do a chemical treatment for the bed bugs, and we're going to be using some liquid products. We're also going to be using some dust products. And then the other thing that we find that works real well in conjunction with this treatment is bed bug encasements that we put on the mattresses and box springs. We will not put a chemical product on a mattress or box spring, so that's why we use these encasements. It's basically a cover that you put on the mattress or the box spring that the bed bugs can't get out of. First of all, they can't get out of if those things are infested, or once we put them on, the bed bugs can't get in.
And if they can't get in, they can't live successfully without their source of food, so they will move on to something else. Is that the general idea?
That is correct. Yeah, those bed bugs, they need that blood meal, and if we can keep them from getting that blood meal, they will cease to exist.
That sounds like a real positive thing. If you've got bed bugs, cause them to cease to exist. I'm sure that's a very popular topic in among the people that you're working with who have got a low-level infestation. Is there a different approach if it's gotten to a higher level infestation?
If we start talking about higher levels of infestation, then we can also do a thermal treatment or a heat treatment on a home, on an apartment, on a motel room.
What does that entail? How does that look? What needs to be done in order for that to be successful?
When you start talking about using a heat treatment, if you take any insect or bug and you put it in an environment where it's about 120, 122 degrees, that insect or bug will cease to exist as well. It will die. Same thing with an egg for those insects or other bugs. If the egg is there at 122 degrees, it will die as well. So when we start talking about doing a heat treatment, we come in and we basically make a room, a convection oven, where we put a heater in there and a fan, and we raise the ambient temperature inside that room up to about 130 degrees. and we hold it there for about a half hour.
That's not quite hot enough to bake chocolate chip cookies, but it's certainly hot enough to kill any insect population.
Most cases we find anything that they're worried about putting on the dashboard of their car in the middle of summertime, they need to be concerned about inside the home. We're talking 130 degrees. A lot of hot summer days this year, we've gotten up to 100 degrees. So we're talking about another 30 degrees over on top of the hottest day we've had this summer.
In preparing a room for this treatment, you want to just remove anything that you think would be sensitive to heat. Probably your Jell-O salad you're going to take to the potluck later. That's got to go out of the room or back into the fridge.
Yeah, or those special wedding candles.
Oh, wedding candles, probably a book of photographs you might want to move off to a different room.
Photographs should be okay.
Photos should be okay. It's not going to take the finish off of your kitchen table and crack it or something like that.
Not at all. We are gradually raising the temperature over several hours, so it's not going to be anything real extreme.
And you've found that to be an effective tool in the treatment belt, but may not be 100% effective by itself either, right?
Definitely, yep.
Tell me a little bit more about other treatment options.
You bet. The two tools that we're going to use at this point in time for bed bugs is a chemical treatment or a heat treatment. We can do both. It just kind of depends on that level of infestation. We are still getting control of these bugs with chemical applications. They're still working, that type of thing. If we start talking about having higher levels of infestation, or if we start seeing bed bugs in couches and chairs, then we like to start talking about doing a thermal or a heat treatment.
We've been talking to P.R. Olson from Olson Pest Technicians about treatment options for bed bugs. We're going to be continuing the conversation in our next episode, and we're going to be talking about higher level infestations. You won't want to miss it here on Apartment Living Radio. Join the conversation by visiting apartmentlivingradio.com. You can find our show notes with all the resources and insights, as well as connect to our Facebook and Twitter pages, and even subscribe to this station on iTunes. Apartment Living Radio.